Hey guys, so today I want to go through another part of the build on my 79 series cruiser, and that's performance. Now, getting in this car right in the beginning, as many of you know, they are absolutely dead slow. Just slow off the bat, really agricultural, just feels like it's completely underpowered, especially for a 4.5 litre turbo diesel engine. So performance basically can be done on a variety of ways. You can go for a remap, in which the guys basically go into the ECU control unit of the vehicle itself, and they write a file over or overlay the file in that unit itself. So they're called mapping. There are chips that you can get, which is like a plug and play version of a chip, which really focuses on fuel, increase of fuel, but doesn't really monitor any of the parameters around it. So the basic understanding and basic idea with getting your engine to perform more is adding fuel. The more fuel you add, the more power you get. What you end up needing to do as well is increase your boost pressures so that your air ratio to fuel ratio mixture is matched and married up correctly, so you're not over fueling it and under airing it basically. So you want to get all those parameters done up nicely. Now, the way that I've decided to go ahead with is a unit by SFARI Engineering here in Australia. It's locally made in Australia, and what it is called is the SFARI ARMAX ECU unit. So basically the engine control unit, and is a full standalone unit. What I decided, what I really wanted to try and achieve, especially being a new vehicle, was to have the monitoring systems correct. So not only does, with its high-speed processor, does it actually monitor the fuel pressures or the fuel going into the vehicle, it measures the exhaust gas temperatures as well. So what's coming out and the heating up of that, as well as another sensor plugging into the engine coolant levels. So it actually monitors when the engine is at temperature. So one thing you do find when having the units, and once they are installed, is that it's extremely doughy to start with. In other words, there's no power when the vehicle is cold, which is a good thing, but you're not, forcing a cold engine to really perform off the bat. It waits for the engine to heat up to engine operating temperatures before it produces and introduces its power, as you want to put it that way, into it. So giving you longevity on the motor, less wear, because engines tend to wear worse or get damaged when they're colder. So waiting for your engine to get to its optimized running temperature before it gives you the power. The other thing which is nice about the SFARI units is that it has got 5 different settings on it. So 5 different functions. So one being your comfort, which is your daily drive around town, very easy, smooth acceleration, but giving you that additional power. 2 is sport, in other words, just go full speed, bang on noise, a lot of power. You've got your 3rd position, which is your towing. Now, that's one thing I like being a big boatie. I love towing the boat behind me when I'm going on a big fishing trip. So the towing setting focuses on low down torque, but not as much heavy power. So you're not damaging the transmission when changing gears or anything like that. It's basically monitoring just that low down torque and focusing on the low down torque. The 4th one is I would like to call it your off-road type of setting. And what it does is it limits your throttle response. So when you are going off those big rocky bumps and you do by accident just bump the accelerator, it slows down that response time. So you get a less jerky approach when going off-road. So really nice for the rock crawling and going over big obstacles is the 4th setting. And the 5th one is just back to OEM standards. In other words, the factory standard setting. So in other words, no more power. And the great thing about it is you can set it to number 5 to see if it's actually working. Put it back to number 1 and you can feel a world of difference. The other nice thing I like about the unit, it's fully waterproof, so IP68 rated. You can go through water crossings, through creek crossings, fully waterproof. It's removable, and it does come with a blank. So let's say I am out in the bush somewhere and something goes wrong with the unit itself. I can just simply unplug the 2 plugs and I can plug the blank into it. Now, when it comes to tuning, you don't just go and put in the performance side on the engine side. It's a whole number of things. We're increasing the air as well as increasing the size of the exhaust to get rid of all that extra fumes that you've created from burning up the more fuel. So you want to get your pressures right, basically. So what we've gone on the rear of the vehicle and sitting underneath the Norwell tray over there is the Legend Dex 4-inch exhaust system. So a big 4-inch or 100mm pipe running through, and I've kept the DPF in there. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound as good as it would be with a non-DPF vehicle or one that's been cancelled up, but I've kept the DPF there to stay within legality. and have a 4-inch back DPF exhaust running through there just to give me a little bit more flow through to the back. On the right hand side of the vehicle is the big SFARI ARMAX air intake, and that's a snorkel. So not only are you getting a raised air intake, although the factory ones are raised, but it's a fully sealed unit, perfect for water crossing, minimizing the dust ingress through any spare joints, and it's gone up to an increase of 50% of the air volume that can now go into the engine. So not only are you getting that ram effect from the forced air while driving in through the snorkel, but it's one, stopping the water from getting in there. It's got a little weep hole at the back so the water does drain when driving in the rain. 2, bigger, larger, increased diameter pipe feeding into your engine. Now, we've pulled out the factory stock standard airbox as well, and we fitted that with a FATS fabricated airbox. So let me open up the bonnet, I'll pop that up, and let's have a look inside the unit itself. So, I've got that up there. Now, the nice thing is about this, the whole system is that it really fits well together. We've got the SFARI snorkel coming in there, the big ARMAX snorkel. Now we had to cut the side of the bodywork. So bearing in mind when you are cutting it, make sure you just paint up the edges or use a tactile paint just to stop the rusting and corrosion from that new hole that you drilled. But the ARMAX unit sitting at the back here, it's 2 main inputs, waterproof couplings as well. And this little button over here, or this little cover, is got the computer plug-in. So you can take the laptop, plug it in with the Ethernet cable going into there, basically, and control and set the parameters. So SFARI engineering, no matter where you are, as long as you've got internet connection, can go in and reset and calibrate your parameters. So if I did want more power out of this, I could have them adjust one of my modes to give me even more power than what they've tuned it to. So on this side, huge FATS built FATS fabrication airbox, and you can just see it, it's absolutely massive, running a big cone filter, giving me not just more surface area for the actual airbox itself for the cleaning, if you want to keep it that, while keeping the dust out, a lot more surface area. But the nice thing about that is it is removable, it is washable, and you can get big filters like this from a wide variety of places around Australia, or basically in a lot of the automotive stores. You can see the big air pipe coming out here, stainless steel with the correct PVC pipe fittings, double clamped on all the sides. It's a really well-built piece of kit. 4-inch pipes, it's a 100mm pipe going back into the engine. So not only are we forcing the air in, but with the big 4-inch Legend X exhaust, we're getting rid of the exhaust fumes. The unit itself has performed really, really well, and I love the ability to adjust the settings. But not only that, as a combination with this, it's monitoring the things that can go wrong. It's monitoring the exhaust gas temperatures, which is a big thing. SFARI itself also have a 3-year unlimited kilometer warranty on the unit itself. Not only that, but go and have a read at their warranty policy. They actually warrant the transmission and drive line in the back of this. Now on factory, the factory clutch is not going to last forever. I have not yet changed the clutch. It will get changed to the SFARI ARMAX clutch probably, which is producing just over 1,000 Newton meters. At factory, these engines are producing 151 kilowatts, all right? With the unit as standard set by SFARI, it's going up to 230 kilowatts, and with 430 Newton meters of torque in the beginning of factory standard, that is increasing up to 825 or over 825 Newton meters of torque, which is huge. It's going to be perfect for doing those big trips, heavily loaded vehicle with the GVM upgrade that I have, towing a boat, towing a caravan or a toy hauler. It's going to be absolutely superb. And there's no better way to feel how performance works other than to drive it. Ignoring what any figure says or what figure works say on paper, the feeling of this now is unreal, and it's honestly changed the drivability of this vehicle, making it a far more comfortable vehicle to drive. Guys, thanks for watching this little bit of performance episode on this Land Cruiser double cab build of mine, and I hope you guys learned something and got some bit of insight there. Any questions, feel free to ask. We are here for that. Don't forget to go bush, and I'll catch you later.